What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Brennan and I'm BManX45, and today we're coming at you with another video. We have another in our How to Build series. We're looking at Tyrannomon. We have the new Tyrannomon support hitting our shelves just 2 days from now when EX8 Chain of Liberation drops. We've been really excited to see what this Tyrannomon support is going to look like. Tyrannomon's been a card around since the very beginning of the Digimon card game, which never really seemed to have a really good deck of its own, but we're really trying to, now with the Liberator support, we're seeing the potential for this deck to come full circle, especially with a lot of other cool things. So we're going to go into it. We're going to talk about the cards that we have available, the cards we're getting in EX8, what we could see as a Tyrannomon deck, what could be possible options, good options versus bad options, and then just kind of go from there and just see what overall we're excited about. Ton of great cards for this deck, and it's going to be, there's going to be future support probably because of the Liberator stuff. Hopefully we'll get more Ryutaro and other things like that, and of course there's always like different top ends. We have the new Dinomon now, but we have the Rust Tyrannomon was kind of like the original top end for that deck. And so there's tons of cool options here, but we're going to talk about them in just a second. And hey, if you enjoy this type of content, be sure to smash that like button, comment down below. I would love to hear your thoughts. Subscribe to the channel and hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss a single minute of the fun. So this is our last how to build for the EX8 set. We've done 3 other ones. 4 is usually pretty good. I don't even know if we're going to build a blue deck or a purple deck just because I don't usually always build 6 different decks with an EX set because there's a lot less. And I'm not as interested in the blue stuff. I'm a little bit interested in some of the purple stuff, but not as much as I am this deck and some of the other ones that we already talked about. This is going to be obviously like my green deck because for the format, because I'm also building Gallantmon, which is my red deck. So there's a lot of cool things that we're going to be looking at, but we're going to get into it here now. We're going to talk about starting off with the eggs here. We got the Koromons. The new Koromon from EX8 is inherited effect when attacking. Once per turn, if this Digimon has Tyrannomon in its name or dinosaur trait, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 3000 DP or less. Those are always cool abilities, but not as always necessary. Things that get you pieces or memory are usually generally better as eggs. So I threw this one in here because a lot of your stuff will digivolve off of Koromon, so it doesn't matter which Koromon as long as it's a Koromon. This is the best Koromon in the game. When a card is removed from your opponent's security stack, draw one. Simple, solid, gets you your pieces. So I don't necessarily know we're going to play this one. I feel like BT14 Koromon is the way to go just for consistency's sake. I feel like you have a lot of pop options, so being able to pop with the inherited is not super important, but hey, I could be wrong. I'll have to wait and see. Getting into the Agumons, we have couple new Agumons. We have the green-purple Agumon with an heritable retaliation. Will digivolve from any Koromon, so that's what we said, or one on a purple or a green. So he's always going to be that zero-cost digivolution because you're always going to be playing Koromon unless we have another kind of Tyrannomon-themed egg come out that's not Koromon. But yeah, on play you may suspend a Digimon. Retaliation. When this Digimon is deleted after losing battle, that's the inheritable retaliation, but you may suspend one Digimon. So it lets you suspend something, and it's cheap 3-cost play. I don't necessarily know that this is going to see play. I could see it seeing a couple copies, but there's just so many better Agumons in the game, especially as long as it's like a reptile Agumon, because your Tyrannomon has, digivolves from a level 3 with reptile trait. And same with your new Tyrannomon has that. I believe your, what is it here? Is that the one? No, your Dark Tyrannomon. There we go. Dark Tyrannomon. Also, I believe has the same thing. Digivolve level 3 with reptile. So you're going to want reptile Agumons. There is the old BT11 Agumon, which is on play, reveal top 4, add 1 Tamer card among your hand, place the rest on the bottom of the deck. This is cool because it, you can't digivolve this on the Koromon. That's what makes it bad, but you can digivolve any of your level 4s because they're mostly all going to be green/red or green/purple. So if you can play this, you can play a couple copies of this just to get Tamers. and it has, you know, plus 2,000 inheritable. That's not bad. So you could play this. It's probably not likely to happen, but it is kind of an option there. There's also the new Agumon from EX8, the red-green one, which is your searcher, reveal top 3, add one card with Tyrannomon, its name, and reptile or dinosaur trait, or Ryutaro Williams. So you can add an Agumon with this, so that's kind of cool. So it doesn't leave out your level 3s, and it's going to get all your Tyrannomons in the deck. And then one Ryutaro. So that's going to be your main searcher. You're going to play 4 copies of this. You could potentially see 2 copies of this just to get your more Tamers. You also have the old BT1 Agumon. And the reason I put this in here, you know, being that he's a reptile, on play, reveal top 5, add 1 Tamer among them to your hand, place the rest at the bottom. This one's good just generally because it's another searcher option and it's an Agumon for your Tyrannomons. So that's, or you know, it's a reptile. So, you know, and this deck's going to be good with Tamers. So you're going to want a way to get your Tamers. So either one of these you could play. Probably this one's better because it's top 5 and a Tamer. And that's only, yeah. But that one has the plus 2,000. So that's kind of why it's a little bit better. Then you have this Agumon, which potentially is a good option because it allows you to reveal top 3 when attacking. Add 1 Tamer card or 1 Digimon card with Agumon in its name among them to your hand. So that's good too because it allows you to add your Tamers or add other Agumons. So that's not bad either as just an option to always put in the back. So you can always go into this guy as your on play basically. Agumons, I looked at other Agumons. You could probably play other Agumons. I don't necessarily know how good they're going to be. These are the ones that just stood out to my mind. You could also play the plus 2,000 Agumon, the promo one, because that one wouldn't be bad. Just, you know, in the back, just giving you that plus 2,000 inheritable. I can't remember if it's a reptile. I mean, here we go. Promo Agumon, right there. I believe it's it is reptile. So you could just play that guy as well. That would be a decent Agumon to play. I'd probably like play max out on these. And then maybe max out on those Agumons or a combination between these two for inheritables in the back. And then, you know, maybe this guy, I don't know, the heritable retaliation is nice. I just don't know if he's worthwhile. We are onto the level 4s. We have the Dark Tyrannomon on play when Digivolving, suspend one of your opponent's Tamers. Then one of their Tamers can't unsuspend until the end of turn. That's really good. And again, inheritable retaliation, which is actually really good. And it'll Digivolve from any of your level 3 reptiles for 2 costs. So really, really good. The getting into the Tyrannomons, we're going to start with the new Tyrannomon. You're going to have to play that guy. He's going to be security at the end of the battle. Play this card without paying the cost. Start of your main, and when Digivolving, this Digimon gets plus 3,000 DP until the end of your opponent's turn. It has a plus 2,000 heritable, and again, will Digivolve your level 3s with reptiles. This guy is the Liberator Tyrannomon. You're going to have to play 4 of it. I just don't see any way around it. Then if we go back to some of our other Tyrannomons, we're going to have BT11 Tyrannomon, which is on play when Digivolving, you may play a Tamer card with a play cost of 3 or less from your hand without paying the cost. He can go on to any of your Agumons because he's red-green. Has plus 2,000 inheritable. He is 3 to Digivolve, but he does give you a free Tamer. So the fact is you're paying 1 extra and potentially getting at least 2 for free. You're getting 2 back for playing 1 extra. And that's on play when Digivolving too. So that's actually really cool. So if you have a way to play him for cheaper, you can then gain even more advantage. I don't know if there is a way to do that, but that's one option. So I do like the BT11 one. There's also the BT14, start of your main phase. For the turn when this Digimon would Digivolve into a card with Tyrannomon its name or Dinosaur Ceratopsin trait. Reduce the Digivolve cost by 1. That's really cool. Again, he has Digivolves for 3. So it's more expensive, but the fact is that he reduces the other Digivolution. So again, if you can play this off of an effect, that's more of a bonus. But he also has the inheritable end of your turn. Once per turn, this Digimon has Tyrannomon its name. It may attack, so it may attack. That's kind of cool. I like this. I'm not sure how I feel about 100%. Again, we have the EX1 Tyrannomon, which has, when Digivolving, if you don't have a Taiga in play, you may play one without paying the cost. So if the Taiga Tamers are something we're going to play in this deck, which I'm not sure yet, that would be a good one. It's also treated as green. That's cool. And then while this Digimon has Tyrannomon in its name, it gets plus 2,000 inheritable. Again, really good. I think this is probably a really good choice for the deck, just as a way to play other Tamers. And then we have the new Tyrannomon X-Antibody, which is so good. It's got Raid, and it's when attacking, if this Digimon card with Tyrannomon in its name or X-Antibody is in its Digivolution cards, this Digimon may Digivolve into a Digimon card with Tyrannomon in its name or Dinosaur trait in the hand with the Digivolution cost reduced by 1, so it can get all your level 5s for 2, which is so good. It's got Inheritable Piercing, and it Digivolves from a level 4 Tyrannomon in name without X-Antibody for 0. So it's super good because it lets you raid, and that works really well with the new Master Tyrannomon ability. Getting into level 5s, we have some cool level 5s. We have Mami Tyrannomon. I definitely think this guy is going to be a 4 of. I think he's going to be super important to the deck. Maybe 3, but he's going to be important. Mami Tyrannomon, it's got Collision, it's got Blocker, it's got all turns once per turn. When an opponent's Digimon becomes suspended, you may unsuspend this Digimon. So that's cool. This deck suspends a lot. And then it has the rule that it's treated as Mamemon and Tyrannomon. So that's actually really cool. And then when an opponent's Digimon becomes suspended, you may unsuspend this Digimon inheritable. So same all turns ability. So I like this because it just has a really good inheritable. So I potentially see this getting play. This was something that came out that was kind of popular, but it never really took off because, again, the Tyrannomon deck just never had enough steam. So I'm wondering if this might be a good 2 of. You also have the old EX Metal Tyrannomon, which lets you reveal top 3 and add 1 level 6 Digimon with Machine in its traits among them to your hand, trash the remaining cards. So it's good if you play Rust Tyrannomon. It's also got Reboot on opponent's turn, so that's for inheritable. We have the BT11 Metal Tyrannomon as well, which is a green-black, which has, when Digivolving on play for each green or black Tamer you have in play, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, then one of your opponent's suspended Digimon can't unsuspend during your opponent's next unsuspend phase. And as the inheritable, once per turn, when this Digimon deletes the opponent's Digimon battle, trash the top card of your opponent's security stack. That's a common one for Metal Tyrannomon, a common one. But we also have the new Metal Tyrannomon EX8, which has the same inheritable. And then it has on play when Digivolving, you may suspend one Digimon. Then if this Digimon is suspended, de-Digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon. And then, and this Digimon isn't returned to the hand or deck by an opponent's effect. And isn't affected by de-Digivolve effects until the end of your opponent's turn. So it offers protection tool. And it has a rule, has the dinosaur type, which probably allows it to go into Dinomon as well as Rush Tyrannomon, because it's a Digivolve from a level 5 with Tyrannomon in name or a level 5 with dinosaur trait. So, yeah. Given options, Master Tyrannomon, one of my favorite level 5s this set has to offer. This is the old one from BT8, which all your Digimon with Tyrannomon and their names gain security attack +1, and then had inheritable security attack +1. Very basic and 4 cost. I don't think we're going to play this guy. We're definitely going to play the new guy, but I just think it's probably better with the Mami Tyras and the Metal Tyrannomons to find, some kind of balance there, because the new guy is so much better. He Digivolves from a level 4 dinosaur trait for 3, which is all your Tyrannomons. Has Fortitude, which is really great. And it has on play when Digivolving, you may suspend one Digimon. Then if this Digimon is suspended, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 8,000 DP or less. And then security as inheritable security attack. There's also the cool combo we'll talk about at the end, but we gotta get to Ryutaro because his ability allows you to Digivolve, which really makes this stack really good. We have the rest Tyrannomon Ace as a blast option if we want to have a blast option, but also this is a green deck, so we can play Paladin mode. That's kind of funny. Suspend all of your opponent's Digimon with DP less or equal to this Digimon's DP. All turns, once per turn, while opposed Digimon is deleted in battle. Trash the top card of their security stack. And then Overflow 4, obviously. So you could play an Ace option as well. We're also getting a new promo Rust Tyrannomon. I think this is probably going to hit in 2.5, maybe as one of the box topper cards. And it's going to have Collision, Piercing, Blocker, when Digivolve and De-Digivolve 4, I want to say. Yeah, 4. And then all turns when one of your opponent's Digimon is deleted in battle, this Digimon may unsuspend. So that's really, really cool. And yeah, Digivolves for 4 from a level 5 with Tyrannomon on its name. So I'm not sure how good this guy's going to be. It's got a lot of effects. Nothing super amazing, but it could be good for the deck depending on how the playstyle all works out. Of course, we have the new Dinomon. That's the main boss monster from EX8, which is what this deck's going to be focused around. It's got 13k DP to start with. It's got security attack +1. It's got fortitude. It's got on play when Digimon. You may suspend one Digimon, then delete one of your opponent's suspended Digimon with the lowest DP. Opponent's turn, while this Digimon is suspended, all of your opponent's Digimon can only attack suspended Digimon. And the cool thing too is with the unsuspend abilities that you have with the security attack +1s, you can do a lot of damage with this deck, especially with piercing and stuff like that, because you can do a number of different things. We'll look at the Ryutaro. Ryutaro is you're going to be start your turn if your opponent has a Digimon gain you a memory. When one of your Digimon with Tyrannomon its name attack by suspending this Tamer, you may Digivolve into a Digimon card with Tyrannomon in its name or the dinosaur trait in hand with the Digimon cost reduced by 1. So basically, the whole thing is if you have him on board, say you just have any Tyrannomon from the back, you bring it up, you Digivolve into Tyrannomon X-Antibody. Say you raid into one of their Digimon, their little level 3s, and you raid into it. Then you use his ability to Digivolve into Master Tyrannomon for a cost of 2. So you reduce the cost by 2. And then you can use Ryutaro to Digivolve right into Dinomon, reduced by 2. So potentially for 4 at the start of your turn. And so if you had 3, you could put your opponent to 1. You can go all the way up to this guy, run over their thing. You're doing security attack +2, basically. So you're doing 3 checks with fortitude, so that if it dies, it comes back. So that's really cool. I like that. I really like that. I'm excited for it. It's going to be very aggro. And then, of course, we have Taiga, which gives you +1. There's the BT11 one, which gives you +1,000. And then when one of your green Digimon cards would Digivolve into a level 5 or higher card by summoning this Tamer reduce. So further ways to reduce Digivolution costs. And then when one of your Digimon would Digivolve into a Digimon card in your hand with Tyrannomon its name, you may suspend this Tamer to reduce the memory cost. So again, both Taigas work for reduction. The main effect of this guy, all of your Digimon with Tyrannomon, they're in-game piercing. So I don't know if this one's going to be as good because you have that piercing now with X-Antibody. I don't know if you're going to need this one. I think you just play more of these, giving your guys more DP and the ability, to just produce that Digivolution once per turn. Yeah, because your turn. Yeah, so they're basically the same thing. So I would say that this one's probably going to get played more, but they could play a copy of this just so everything has piercing all the time in case you don't have the X-Antibody. So, but I think I like the BT11 one a little bit more. But that is pretty much the cards that I've seen that I think are going to be good for the deck. Maybe I've missed something. If I have, let me know. We always try to figure out as much as we can towards the deck before we build it, and then we test, and then we kind of come up with what we want when we do the deck profile of how we like playing it. Of course, there's other cards. You're going to be playing things like, potentially Memboosts and trainings, maybe even scrambles, because you're going to want to search a lot and get to your pieces faster. I don't know if we're going to be running some things like Crimson Blaze as shutdown cards. Lots of different options. But definitely this is a start to the deck. We have a number of good Tyrannomons, a number of good level 5s. You have other level 6s that could potentially be your boss monster other than just him. So you have a good, and even other Tamers other than the one Ryutaro. So you really have a lot of options. Tyrannomon's been building itself up for a long time, and I can't wait to get more cards. And of course you have Liberator cards too. You have the access to Vortex Resonance, which is really cool, and Digimon Liberator. So hey, looks like that's all the time we have for this video. Thank you very much for tuning in. We hope to see you in the next video. As always, have a wonderful day. And that's all for now, folks.